Why am I scared? I'm standing at the edge, looking at the jump, and I'm scared. Why? Because I've done the preps. I've got the distance. Right? I mean, it's just 9 foot. So why am I scared? What could go wrong? I know I can do it, but still, I'm frozen on the edge. Too scared to jump. That made me wonder, do other freerunners face the same issue and how do they deal with it?
Freerunning can be scary. More scary things for me are things with more drops or more risk. Like when I started doing parkour, I wasn't scared of anything. I would do things that I'm not able to do now anymore because I just went, like mind zero and just go for it.
That was Cyriel Gerrits. He's co-owner of Jump Freerun Houten and a bit of an OG in the Dutch community with over 14 years of experience. Jasper de Gier, a parkour athlete based in Amersfoort and known for his big and scary jumps, does agree with Cyriel.
I really like to push myself on the mental bit of parkour. So parkour can be scary, it just depends on what kind of athlete you are.
So freerunners generally have to deal with fear. But what is it and where does it come from? Who better to ask that than a sports psychologist?
Fear is essentially an emotion connected with leaving your comfort zone. You're in your comfort zone and then you start feeling scared. If you embrace the fear, if you accept it, and if you become comfortable in it, only then you learn, and this learning leads to growth. Fear is pretty much a way of growing in your abilities as an athlete.
What are you looking at?
The standing position to the edge, I really want to stick it. And I'm actually scared if it's too slippery or if I don't jump far enough and I'll just smash into the wall. How I normally prepare for these more scary challenges is I try to relate them to things I can already do. For example, a jump for a certain distance or a certain drop. If I know I can do it at a more safe space, then I know I should be able to do it in this situation as well. I'm trying to convince myself that I can do it. I jump to the roof to see the distance and it feels fine. And now I'm just considering if I want to take the impact, like to the stick.
With 8 years of experience of jumping, at some point you really know how far you can jump and you have prepped all the smaller jumps, done stuff like that before, and then you just know that it's going to be fine.
When it comes to steps that you can take on the spot, I think I could name 2 very specific ones. The first one is a very popular way of taking deep breaths, right? So what you do, deep inhale, deep exhale. You do that a couple times, whatever works for you, and then it's very possible that you feel more capable of actually making that jump. If you try to calm yourself down, engage in your pre-jump routine, take a couple deep breaths and do everything to accept the fear, it's most likely gonna work and it's most likely gonna get you back in the zone.
There's something that I normally do when I want to perform a jump and I really need to have my focus. It's just I close my eyes, I breathe out like a lot, like all my breath, and then I open my eyes and then I focus on the thing at hand, the jump or the trick or whatever needs my focus.
I really like to measure my jumps because I know I can jump like 18 feet running, and if it's like 17 I know for sure I can make it easy, so then it's easier to overcome. And sometimes when it's still scary, it's just a matter of prepping the jump like a million times. I've had some injuries. How do you call it? My ankle. I twisted my ankle a couple times, really bad, so I couldn't train for like half a year. It's just a bit scary with the pull, because if you miss your foot there, you roll your ankle really hard. I don't know, with the ankles, it always happens at the stupid moments. Like when you did a jump and then walk away and then you twist your ankle.
Freerunning for me doesn't have to be dangerous at all, as long as you know what you're able to do and build up from small to bigger. Like you can create risk by yourself, but you can also create it in like a safer environment by yourself, a safer way to train. Just don't rush and take it easy.
Parkour isn't a dangerous sport because you just really know what you're doing. But I know if I don't make it, I can just bounce it and be safe. So that's a bounce.
How was that?
I don't know if I can actually stick it. Like every time I land on it, I just slide forward.
Dus echt elke landing is hetzelfde. Erop en naar voren.
Nou ja. We tried.
However, sometimes there's those days where it's just not possible, and then it's really okay to say stop. I'm not in the zone today, and I'm really scared of injuring myself. It's hard, but it's okay. Just be focused on not saying, okay, stop, I'm never gonna do it. No, that's not the way. Stop, not today, but I'll do it next time. So yeah, in a situation where you're right before a jump, you're standing over there and you're overtaken by nervousness, which of course stems from the feeling of fear. I would say take a deep breath, relax, and this is a jump. Again, it might be the height might be a bit unfamiliar, maybe the setting is a bit unfamiliar, but jumps like this you've already done. So I think it's all about realizing that you've been training a couple of years and yes, you can do it. It's all about calming yourself, getting this little routine. So for example, wiping your shoes, for example, clenching your fist. This is like a little movement that is telling you, okay, I'm ready. And then embracing the fear and doing it while you're scared. However, if you're overtaken by thoughts, sometimes even the greatest routine, sometimes even the most familiar thing that you can do will not make you in that state. It's okay to say stop. I know it's difficult because you really want to make that jump, but it's okay to say stop. But it's not about, okay, stop, I'm never gonna do it. It's stop, I'll try again next time.
What making this documentary made me realize is that I can do much more than I think. As long as I can do the prep safely. And I know that I have the distance and that I can take the impact. And I know that I can bail out of it safely if it goes wrong. Then there is no reason not to send it. And if I'm scared, even better, because that means that I'm growing as an athlete. After making the documentary, I've noticed that my mental game has really grown to the next level, and I started committing stuff that I was too scared to do normally. And thanks to the documentary, I've already grown a lot as an athlete. It's really cool to see how just some insights into fear can change your mindset and make you a better freerunner.
Let's go.